Welcome back to not another Northern podcast. I'm your co-host or host or one of them, Niall, and we've got a guest on today. Actually, I'll introduce him after I've told Jamie to introduce himself. So Jamie, take it away.
Hi guys, I'm back again as always. You can never get away from me, unfortunately. And yeah, like Niall said, we have a guest with us today. Someone I know quite well. I've known him for quite some time. He's my younger brother. So introduce yourself.
Hello, I am Danny. Like Jamie said, I'm his younger brother. They've invited me on today to talk about whatever they're going to be talking about. Hope you enjoy listening to me.
Yeah, we've not really told him much, to be fair.
We've not told him the content, and we'll let him make his own opinions as they come up. Today, though, we are actually sponsored by Danny's company, Warren's Welding Limited. Do you want to tell us a bit about where you're based, Danny?
Not
you yourself, but Warren's Welding.
So we're based in Rotherham. We cover most of South Yorkshire, and even further afield. We do up from gates to oak metal we'll make or fix.
We do up from gates to gates.
Yeah.
If you wanted a gate,
we're on it.
Any gate you want building, we'll build it.
If you're wanting anything welding wise, we'll put a link to Danny's business page in the description, so feel free to visit that.
Feel free to visit and inquire about stuff, even if you want like a massive cock making out of metal for your front lawn, which I'm sure everyone wants that. And it's not
Niall, we've not decided how we're going to spend his money from a sponsorship deal, have we?
Oh no, we haven't. We'll buy.
I might get a gate.
I think I'll buy two. I think 2 gates and
a double gate.
A double gate and a pack of Ron Smiths for how badly it's going to be when I've got nowhere to put this gate.
So, as usual, Niall, what's your tipple? What are you drinking?
So, today I'm drinking Tiny Rebels Club Tropicana. In fact, it's not even Club Tropicana. I've been reading this wrong since I first ever bought it. And it's Club Tropica, which is obviously a reference to Tropicana, isn't it?
It's got to be. It's got to be. But this way they can charge for it. That's the difference.
It's a tropical IPA, yeah. Oh yeah, we'll release something called Club Tropicana where drinks are free. But no, not in this case. Tiny Rebel charged me an hefty sum for it. Like £2 for a can or something like that. So fuck off, Sainsbury's.
And Danny, what about you? What's your tipple today?
Brewdog.
Brewdog. Any particular one?
No, I don't know. I just picked it up out of fridge back.
Nice. Classic. I've got myself a nice can of John Smith's Extra Smooth.
Yeah, the thing is though, Jamie.
No
one asked.
Wow. Thanks. Right, so before we go into what we're going to be talking about today, let me just have a little word with our listeners here. So you guys know what you need to do. We've talked about this, but you're still not doing it, are you? You need to hit that subscribe button. It takes 30 seconds. All you need to do is tap it, hit the bell, so you can get notified when we upload our weekly videos. Simple as that.
Yeah,
I'm going to jump onto the back of that, if that's all right.
Yeah, go.
30 seconds. 30 seconds. Who's doing it?
Brett.
It takes 5 seconds tops, people. So get it done.
Yeah, fair play.
The way we're viewing having Danny on is actually not only are we being sponsored to have him on, almost like a special care program where we have to look after him. But we would like Danny to become our new co-host if people enjoyed listening to his boring.
So it's on you.
It's a trial. You better like him, or we'll have to get rid of him and bring Gary back or something.
Gary.
Unfortunately, I haven't got the Southerner. But that's enough about all this. Jamie, what are we talking about today?
We've got an interesting subject today, actually. We've got conspiracy theories.
which arguably...
I expected a little bit more of a reaction then. Come on, guys.
Sorry,
We'll do that again. Today, we're looking at conspiracy theories.
Damn straight.
That's better. I like it. Right. So, Niall's got a bit of a list. Do you want to... Should we jump straight into the first one? Go for it.
Name what... I was going to go in order of what I've got it written down as, but I'm not because I don't want Danny to start predicting stuff. So,
okay, yeah.
First of all, this one
Not Mystic Meg.
Mystic Meg.
No, you're Prick Stick Meg, you little bastard. The first one, I've never actually heard of it until Jamie introduced it to me about half an hour ago.
Excellent.
That Abraham Lincoln was killed by the Pope due to his disagreement with, is it the Catholic Church that the Pope's gaffer of?
So I was looking into different conspiracies before we started, and this one seemed quite interesting. So when Abraham Lincoln was assassinated, I believe it was 1777, 1877.
Would you like
I don't
to
know
quickly
exactly.
get that information?
Yeah, get a quick Google. Get a quick Google. But yeah,
to the viewers because they've just had to view Google.
When he was assassinated, apparently the Pope paid for this to happen due to Abraham Lincoln's disagreement with the Catholic Church.
The man didn't die until 1865.
1865. I was nowhere near.
No, you weren't. You're shit, you mate.
Yeah, we need different hosts, don't we?
Here's a fun fact for you. Abraham Lincoln. How tall do you reckon that bloke was?
With his hat on or off?
Hat off. They weren't very tall back then.
Hat off. I'm going to say 5'11".
I'll go 5'9".
You're both fucking wrong. 6'4".
Bloody hell.
Lanky shit house. No wonder he got shot in head.
Yeah, I feel like this Pope guy was just intimidated by his height. It's not to do with religion.
So he was 6'4".
Danny, you're 6'4".
Yeah.
I know, but back then that was some height.
Yeah, it's true.
6'4", wore a massive stupid hat.
Dodgy beard.
Well, yeah. A bit on Jimmy Savile's side of having a beard, that.
Yeah, definitely questionable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sort of guy you won't leave your kids with.
The
neither
contents
Pope, is he?
of his Wikipedia page start really well. So, subject number 1 in the contents, family and childhood. So, 1.1, early life. 1.2, mother's death. Okay. And then...
Ramped up quickly.
Yeah, there's no like... Oh, we'll steadily get to when his mum died. Just mother's death.
So, Danny, what do you reckon? Do you reckon the Pope paid for this assassination?
I'd like to think not. Kind of an odd conspiracy, if I'm honest. It's not something...
I forgot you got fingered by a Catholic priest, didn't you?
Wow. It's not really something that... I don't know. It happened a long time ago. It's not really something that... If it did, he did. If it didn't... Know what I mean? He got assassinated either way, so whether Pope...
It's true. It's true. Either way, his brains are splattered.
Yeah, whether or not the God man himself, the Pope, decided that he was going to call upon God to summon John Wilkes Booth to shoot Abraham Lincoln in the head or not, he's dead, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's not very good on his religion side, is it? Paying for everyone else to be killed.
I believe he was the first president to be assassinated, wasn't he?
You know what? I have no idea. I'll Google it.
I'm surprised Trump didn't get assassinated, to be fair.
How many presidents... You know what? The third search on Google, how many presidents have been assassinated?
Just so our listeners are aware, other search sites are available.
Yeah,
unless Google wants to sponsor us.
No one uses them.
By
the way, we use Google's platform in YouTube. It's all part of the alphabet family. I'm not going to tell you I'm using Bing because I'm not an idiot.
Only thing to use Bing for is to type in Google.
That is correct. So, United States presidential assassination attempts and plots. Right. So, 4 sitting presidents have been killed. Abe Lincoln.
JFK.
James Garfield. In 1881, so not that long after
Isn't that a
Abraham
cat?
Lincoln. Garfield's a cat, yeah. William McKinley in 1901, and John F. Kennedy, 1963.
I've never heard of the other two. Only heard of Lincoln and Kennedy.
No, I don't know about the Garfield or McKinley. However, two presidents have been injured in attempted assassinations, with Theodore Roosevelt, Teddy Roosevelt, in 1912, and he wasn't even president at the time, he was former president, and Big Ronnie Reagan, the notoriously the man that was part of the Cold War.
Yeah, he were an actor before he went to going into politics, wasn't he?
I did not know that. That's quite interesting.
Well,
he
just
were in
like
some
Kanye West, he went for it, didn't he? Plump.
He's not known as Kanye anymore, though. He's just Ye or Ye.
Yay.
Yay.
However, assassination attempts and plots. So I imagine these are actual plots that have all not come into to happening.
Is this just your list?
No, well, I've not had a try yet, but I'll have a go. We've got Andrew Jackson, Abraham Lincoln. Obviously, he ended up being part of that. William Howard Taft, Herbert Hoover.
What are these people? I've heard of Herbert Hoover. That's who the dam's named after, isn't it?
Yeah, Herbert Hoover's a solid name, you know.
It's quality, isn't it?
So Franklin Roosevelt, Harry Truman, John F. Kennedy, Richard Nixon, Gerald Ford, Jimmy Carter, George H.W. Bush, then Bill Clinton, obviously after him, and then George W. Bush. All those were part of assassination attempts or plots. And of course, for some reason, Barack Obama and Donald Trump. What a
Easy
shame.
picking.
Everyone likes Barack Obama.
Yeah, top lad.
You can't not like.
I
I mean, Trump's a bit hit and miss. I quite like the top lad. He gets stuffed.
I don't know if you can ever truly say, oh yeah, I really like Donald Trump though, can you?
Well, if he wants some bricks donating, send him my way.
If he
But like, when you think about it though, nobody else in Home Alone 2 pointed Kevin in the right direction, were they?
Well,
exactly, so
yeah, to be fair, Donald Trump is a key plot moment in Home Alone 2. And for that...
You know, before Trump was running for presidency, the only time I've ever heard about him was when he was on WWE and he shaved Vince McMahon's hair off.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Who did we have represented him in the fight? Oh, it's just me and you now, Danny.
Oh, is it?
Well, Jamie's left the call. Oh, he's back. Apologies.
For some reason, that disconnected.
Jamie's useless.
I've no idea what happened there.
All that tells
quite
me
nice
is...
without you for them.
I reckon we just replaced Jamie with Danny and Gary with his mum.
It's a family affair.
If you do want to see Gary's mum, people, there's some websites online that you can see her. Not going to mention them, but
although
you know where they are.
Other female stars are available, we do recommend Gary's mum.
I'm not sure if she'll come up using the search term Gary's mum. It might have to be her actual name. I'm not 100% sure what a moniker is.
It actually comes up using Gary's mum.
I see. Ricky must have uploaded it then.
Yep. I genuinely believe that Gary doesn't know... Ricky doesn't know Gary's mum's name.
100%. There's no chance he knows.
Right.
Second theory. What we on?
You know what? I'm gonna switch it up from Big Abe Lincoln. The royal family are lizards.
Obviously.
Wow.
Where do we stand on that, Danny?
Well, it's a bit far-fetched, isn't it, really?
A lizard birth.
Yeah, that's correct.
Wow.
It's in the name.
It's just obvious, isn't it?
I think if they were lizard, they'd do more.
Well, like walk up walls.
Well,
what you wanted them to do, Danny?
No, I mean they'd do more for in the position. They don't really do a lot, do they? Really, like.
I thought you meant like more lizard-like actions.
They're trying to cover the tracks by just being perfectly still lizards.
Yeah, I'm not.
They're like chameleons, Danny.
Yeah.
Oh, Danny's gone now.
Oh, what?
This is basically just a shit show. We're all useless.
It's fun, but with like Prince Charles though, like not Charles, other one, Philip, one who looks like he's been dug up.
Yeah, Philip.
He died years ago, didn't he?
No, 1,000,000%. He's actually a reanimated corpse.
Absolutely. Is he gonna rejoin? Is he a look?
Oh.
What happened, Danny?
He's far better than Ricky, who didn't know how to rejoin.
Yeah, that's true.
I we're panicking then.
However, we would like you back, Ricky. So if you could just, he's not been heard from since the podcast aired. I think his missus might have killed him.
It's possible. She is from Leeds, as we discussed before.
If anyone,
but Danny, yeah. So Prince
Ricky.
Prince Philip, he's definitely been deared for a couple of years, and he's been dug up and what have you.
Yeah, he does look like he's decomposed.
I genuinely reckon he has been reanimated. That is,
yeah, definitely.
That's not just a theory. I think there is no doubt in my mind that he has probably been reanimated. It's got to be.
Could a lizard look that bad?
He's just married to a lizard, but isn't he?
I think he could be a lizard. Look at his skin, scalier than any skin you've ever seen.
Yeah, at that age as well, looking like that, he did survive a car crash the year. So
yeah, do you want to know
at that age? I know he's 98, isn't he?
212 or something like that. Older than me. Is this treason? Are we committing treason?
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll soon find out.
Let's Google.
Is that coppers that do it? I don't think we're doing it wrong, are we? We're not trying to kill no folk.
What defines treason?
Have you still got your VPN on?
Not this time.
So you get SWAT cars coming in.
Okay.
Well, I reckon we could have a firework day for us lot.
We're not attempting to overthrow the sovereign or the government, so that's fine.
What I will say is, fair play to Harry for going out of it all.
Yeah, well played, Harry.
Yeah, you know what?
While we're on the subject of the royals as well, let's just touch on like Elizabeth definitely killed Diana off, yeah.
Oh, 1,000,000%.
Yeah, that is a yeah.
That's a good conspiracy theory.
Who were a fella again? He were a cunt. He were a
Charles.
He went out with Charles. She went out with Charles. Had William. Harry's a questionable one, isn't he?
Yeah, he's yeah.
Because he
looks more like that.
Bodyguards. Because I think possibly. He looks too.
But like
too alike.
Prince Charles were married to Diana, and Diana were a good-looking woman. Oh, and then he was knocking off that horse-looking woman who he's now married to, on side all the way through.
No. Yeah, he didn't deserve her.
Yeah, you'd have treated her right, wouldn't you, Danny?
I would have done. I'd treat her right now. I bet she still looks alright after a car crash and 30 years in ground.
Wow.
Oh my.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Oh.
I need to start ticking off which subjects we've covered.
Which people we've offended.
Well, we've not offended the Asians yet, so that's a bonus. Although Ricky did try.
Yeah, he did try. We had to cut that out the first one.
Yeah, that was good.
Just a bit of context, just to make sure we're not being racist. He was talking about the Asda advert.
Yeah.
That's about. He said he wasn't a fan of the guy on the Asda advert.
Yeah, and
that could be it.
The guy on the Asda advert, I do understand, is really annoying, and he doesn't speak correctly.
To be fair, it's very rare I see adverts. Other than I never see them on telly.
You waiting, Dylan, because you've only got Call of Duty on.
Well, yeah, but how often do you guys watch live? To me, it's always Netflix or.
Yeah, that's true.
To be fair, it is a dying art now, isn't it? The art of watching television live. Yeah,
it might be odd few channels each, seasons each year I'd watch.
Bake Off.
Yeah.
Bake Off, that's a dead cert.
Yeah, but Bake Off's been a bit dead since it went to Channel 4.
Yeah, but you still got to watch it, haven't you?
Yeah, I did quite like Matt Lucas on it this year. He was quite amusing.
Yeah, they said he was probably the only reason it was so comedic.
Yeah, he was good.
He's not
find
really funny,
Noel Fielding really funny as a person.
Yeah, he is.
I feel like he tries too hard to be funny. It's not funny.
You should watch the Mighty Boosh, and then you'll realise how fantastic he is as a.
I think it was good a couple of years ago when that fella from Rotherham won. That was good.
Yeah.
Shout out to Raoul.
Rahul, yeah.
I'm sure he's one of our listeners.
Yeah. No doubt. We're a northern podcast. Everyone in the north listens to us. We're like T-Series, but for northerners.
Yeah, we're a couple less subscribers.
Nah, we got more.
Fucking wish.
Yeah, imagine Dolly would be raking in from that.
Absolutely. We wouldn't need this sponsorship money from Danny.
Yeah, that's true. We would not need the sponsorship money from Warren's Welding Limited, our supplier of fine metal working and welding.
Oh, I actually wore my Warren's Welding t-shirt the other day, Dan.
Hold on, what the fuck?
Did you?
Jamie gets a Warren's Welding t-shirt and I don't.
It's got his old phone number on it. He printed him and then changed his number about a week later. The dipstick.
Yeah.
You're
cool.
Fucking clever.
Yeah,
He's got money to burn, hasn't he? That's why he's investing in our podcast.
That's true.
They've either all set on fire on my t-shirts or they've got that many holes in from sparks that they're no good.
And then you start work.
T-shirts with number on.
So I've got one of the. It's a limited edition. Is that what you're telling me, Danny?
Yeah, it is a limited edition. Yeah, if it's not got
the
any holes in it, then you're winning.
value off of this one podcast on that t-shirt is going to be phenomenal.
People can buy it. What should we say?
Sign it here if you're lucky.
£1,000.
Yeah, £1,000. It'll get put straight
to invest into the channel.
Into the NRG-J channel coffers.
I reckon that's starting.
Yeah, well, we'll set it at £1,000 because that'll match the amount of money we're getting from Warren's Welding for their participation in the sponsorship.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that we're getting a fat chunk.
Have you written that check out yet, Dan?
I'm on it. I'd rather
Thank you.
Transfer. If that's all right with you.
Yeah, sound.
Fine, I'll give you my details after this.
It's just your long card number.
And then
Yeah, expiry date.
All right, yeah, that makes sense. Following on from Lizard Royals and Diana, the Illuminati. Where do we stand on
100% legit.
That
Illuminati are definitely about.
Because it's not unreasonable to assume that there would be a ruling force over
higher than what we've got.
Yeah.
Like a group of people that tell the world leaders what to do. It doesn't make sense, but.
Well, it's been a bit of an eye-opener for me being a magician because, like, I've seen the fact that there is secret societies just in the magic community, which is quite impressive. So I can imagine definitely there's going to be some other higher factor in governing body of some sort.
I actually think it'd be rude for there not to be.
If there isn't, we'll start one.
Yeah.
What I don't believe is that they're like the subliminal messages in Beyonce songs. I don't think why they do that. It's just ridiculous.
But,
play this song backwards. It says.
But have you ever listened to Taylor Swift and then not wanted to punch yourself in the face?
That is true.
Yeah.
What I like about Danny is despite the fact that he doesn't believe there's these subliminal messages in Beyonce songs, he does always watch them frantically masturbating just in case there is.
Just for research purposes.
If I'm not doing that, you'll see me with my windows down in cars. Off a million. All the single ladies.
Oh. and going.
At the same time.
So guys, if you especially if someone's day, with all windows down, volume on full, all the single ladies, and if you hear some guy squealing, that's me.
If you can hear it from a mile away, approaching.
Yeah. That's
or
how
if it's,
me,
if
Danny and Jamie used to play football together, and it's how Danny actually used to intimidate our opponents. We've actually never lost while he's been doing the dance to single ladies, and that's a fact.
And just to confirm, these two were quite a successful centre-back partnership.
Yeah, as we discussed earlier, as I was slowly getting fatter, and by slowly I mean at a rapid pace, Danny was getting faster, so he picked up all my running, and I did all the nasty work, like trying to break people's legs.
Yeah,
Clearing.
that's all you can do.
My clearing is phenomenal.
Absolutely. It always seemed to pick me out for some reason.
Well,
Straight to feet.
I'm not saying that I've
Straight
got
on
the
it.
vision of Andrea Pirlo, but I'm pretty damn close.
Yeah. They're like a cross between Pirlo and Iniesta. Somewhere along those lines.
With a little sprinkle of Maldini in between.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
the way I like to view myself.
Yeah,
However,
so-
I'm more like George at the local Sunday League side that don't really know how to play and gets
I
invited.
think I was thinking more like George at Asda.
George at Asda, yeah. The well-known
A clothing range at best.
clothing ranger, that is what I am.
Yeah, so jumping back to Illuminati,
Yes.
do you reckon it's from all different countries involved, or do you reckon it's all from like one big country like America?
Oh, I think it's on a wider scale than just America.
Yeah,
Definitely.
You've got to look at it the same way that you look at sort of Freemasons and stuff like that. I think the fact that the Freemasons are such an open but secret society, if there is going to be an Illuminati, it's all over the earth, isn't it? Like the Freemasons.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's mentioned quite a lot in Catholicism. In like the Vatican area and stuff like that, there's quite a lot of indication that Illuminati was present around that sort of area for a long period.
Does not surprise me in the slightest. I think if there wasn't someone that is ruling over those that rule us, I think.
Yeah.
To be fair, how can a society function without having somebody to then look up to? Because, yeah, you can look up at a president, a prime minister, whatever, but someone's got to control what they're thinking.
Yeah.
I feel like the Prime Minister and like the current one, like they don't all know about it. Might be a select few that get told.
Yeah,
That's a fair shout.
I feel like Boris don't get invited to.
I don't know. That man's got to be full
Secret
of parties,
meetings.
hasn't
That's true.
Yeah.
I think
Boris, take your shirt off again.
Boris, come and slide tackle this little Asian boy we've got here. For anyone
Have you seen that
wondering,
way?
that is a reference to the video where he absolutely shoulder tackles the life out of that poor Asian lad in Beijing or Hong Kong or wherever it was before
It absolutely nailed him.
the Olympics in were it China, Tokyo?
He did the same when he did Soccer Aid as well, didn't he? And absolutely smashed. I can't remember who it was. I'm sure it was someone famous. I mean, one.
I only know because I watched it the other day. It weren't Soccer Aid. It was like English legends versus German legends with celebrities sprinkled in.
Yeah, it was against Germany. You're right.
England versus Germany. Big Bojo wearing number 10, I think.
Well, what do you reckon the job role is of these Illuminati and gals? I'm not saying it's men.
Wander about, fuck shit up, or opposite.
Invest.
Just wander
Do you
about.
reckon it's
Tell the folk.
Do you reckon
what
it's
to
mostly financials?
It's gotta be because you look at what's that family called? The big banking family in America. Is it Rothschild?
I've no idea. That rings a bell, but I don't know.
Big banking family, America.
Make sure you type banking right.
Yeah, got it right. The Rothschild family. So the Rothschild family is a wealthy Jewish family originally from Frankfurt. Yada yada. Basically, they've got a bank in America. But what you've got to look at is with that, where does a country, like when they say, oh yeah, this country's so far in debt, who are they borrowing money off?
Yeah, that's a fair point.
It's Britain's £300 million in debt, but to who?
I understand. Yeah, there's got to be someone.
America owes something like $1.4 trillion.
Yeah.
And again, I ask, to who?
Yeah.
Well, like, have you ever seen the amount of gold that America's got in Fort Knox?
Yeah, shit tons.
I watched a documentary on it a couple of years back, and it's impressive the amount of gold they've got in there. That's how dollars come about. Is they used to give notes for exchange for gold because they had more gold than they had money.
It's a weird old experience, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
The amount of money that's in Fort Knox is almost as much as the amount we're getting from the Warren's Welding sponsorship deal. Supplier of fine quality gates and welding.
Well, it does make sense to keep gold because keeping money's gold price rises with inflation. It just makes sense.
You break it up a little bit, Dan.
That's joking. 1 minute.
He's just chatting a lot.
If I were joking,
gold.
If I was joking, I would have said a man walked into a bar. Ow.
Yeah, that's as far as your jokes go.
Yeah, they are a bit mediocre, Jamie.
So is your
The worst
mum.
way to go out at Christmas.
Yeah, you're right. My mum is mediocre. Shout out to Andrea for being shit.
I remember one time I went and bought something from HMV, and he went, "Oh, I ain't got any little bags. I've only got big ones or mediocre ones." I'm like, "Do you mean medium? What the fuck's a mediocre bag?" Fucking knobhead.
No, you've only got big ones or these mediocre. What's mediocre about it? Well, it's a soggy paper bag. You'll carry something.
Have you seen them paper bags you get from Morrison's now?
You know what? They're pretty sturdy.
Yeah, but they've put the price of the bags for life up to like 50p, and then put them at 35p.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about Morrison's ridiculous ideas for how much they're going to charge for a bag, because they've never been cheap. But if you buy one of them proper wicked bags for life, you know, ones with funky pictures on,
Yeah.
they're like £2.
Yeah, I know.
Get your son off to Aldi. You know, for £2 at Aldi, you can buy an actual freezer bag, like an actual, not a plastic
Yeah, you
bag,
can.
fully foil lined for £1.50.
Yeah.
Full of food as well. £2.
And if you go to Lidl, you can buy the store.
For £2. You know what?
Yeah.
I used to work for Aldi. A discount German supermarket. And it was incredible there. So anytime anyone mentions that the other discount supermarket that Jamie's just mentioned, I feel a deep sense of anger. But that's mainly just because, you know, the rivalry between two highly known and well attended discount food stores.
Do you remember when we were in Germany for my stag do? Aldi's there were incredible.
Yeah, I know.
They're fantastic.
Something else.
They had their own phone network.
Yeah, they're pretty up there, Aldi.
Right, next conspiracy. Where are we at? Let's move away from Aldi.
We've just ticked off the Illuminati.
We have.
Obviously, Aldi are involved somehow.
100%.
I want to bring you on to a little conspiracy theory that I've made up.
Okay.
I'm not going to say it's facts, because it can't be. But, you know the ozone layer?
Yes.
So, they found out about the ozone layer a couple of bits of time ago. I don't know specifically when. I'm not going to Google that, because I think that's a stupid question. However, they did say we were doing irreparable damage to the ozone layer. However,
They did.
About 3 years ago, they said the ozone layer was repairing itself.
Yes.
Now, my theory is that once that ozone layer has repaired itself, we will then all be... Well, we won't be around to see it, but our kids might be. But once that's repaired itself, it'll actually form a giant dome around the Earth, like a big glass bubble, and it will pull all ability for us to get any sort of sunlight or anything like that. And that's why the polar ice caps are melting, is because they're being allowed to by that. And as soon as all of those have melted and the ozone layer has repaired itself, we'll go into another ice age.
So that's interesting. So, like, the opposite to global warming, the fact that it's repairing itself is the issue.
Earth is taking itself back. Yeah, because you look at how quick... I remember reading about a simulation they once did where they basically took a model of Earth, took, like, as everything was, took humans out of it completely, left animals, left everything that doesn't destroy the Earth.
Yeah.
and it was amazing how quick this simulation said that like plant life and fauna would suddenly be in the earth. We're talking like 30 years, and you'd have entire cities covered in like moss and vines.
Yeah,
and trees
I've
and
seen
stuff
that.
Like that.
Yeah, we're in an episode of What If. What If?
That
Yeah,
might be where I saw it. But yeah,
it were good.
That is phenomenal. Just because in reality, you know how we now grow. Obviously, there's people like Mr. Beast doing a fantastic job and planting trees and stuff like that. But
shout out to Mr. Beast if he wants to give us a sponsorship. We're more than happy to take one.
Are we selling ourselves out for all these sponsorships? Because I'm starting to feel like we are.
Look, I'll take a sponsorship from anybody. Like we're taking a sponsorship today from Warren's Welding Limited, who are providing us with some high quality gear.
Gates, not gear.
Gear, you sound like I'm for a toilet in a nightclub.
But yeah, the how much are we actually affecting plants growing and stuff like that? Because they say roughly on average it takes sort of like between 15 and 30 years for a tree to grow. But that's in the current environment. If we took ourselves out of the environment, say everyone for some reason had to immigrate or fly off or basically fuck off Earth, how quickly, because there's nothing there to pollute the earth and stuff like that, how quickly would plants actually grow? Because
it'd be interesting to see.
If you're not putting any sort of toxin into the planet and you're not doing anything to the planet,
especially you, Danny, being a welder.
Yeah, you
toxic fuck.
We can't say anything about welding because they've sponsored our video today. Here's another quick plug. Please buy something from Warren's Welding Limited. The more you buy, the more money and commission we get off of this. It'll provide you some gates.
And or fences.
No, he specifically only does gates. No fence allowed.
No offence.
No offence. That's what it says on his t-shirts. No offence.
It's Italian, for no offence.
No offence. Oh no, we've gone for
that was Borat. That was Borat. That was Italian.
It don't matter what
that was Kazakhstan.
Either way, we've offended someone, so I apologise to the folk of Kazakhstan and also Italy for promoting Warren's Welding. He'll pay you.
Very nice.
Yeah, to me.com.
No, Warren's Welding.
Speaking of welding, Warren's Welding Limited are a good company.
But yeah, I would be interested to see how quick the Earth actually could repair itself if we weren't.
In all fairness, I feel like a lot of it's a lot of scaremonger. I feel like if we were back there when Ice Age happened, we'd have been to blame for it. That happened.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think
would it have happened if we weren't here?
Has there been 2 Ice Ages?
Yeah, one.
Not the films. Obviously, there's been 4. I'm on about is in actual periods of time
the spin-offs.
where.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, I feel like we're just getting blamed for it. Would it have happened even if we weren't here?
I don't know.
It's quite possible.
Yeah, I think.
Because obviously it's got warmer anyway from Ice Age. So maybe it's just carried on getting warmer. We're just getting blamed for it.
2.4 million years ago was when the first Ice Age happened, and it lasted.
I remember it well.
It actually lasted until 11,500 years ago.
So that's quite a long period of time.
Yeah, that's a fucking big old amount of time. How long will it be until the next Ice Age? Well, it says. Oh wait, we've had 5 big ice ages in the Earth's 4.5 billion year lifespan.
5. So we can expect one more film then.
At least. It says the next
where
ice
do they
age.
How do they know that?
Science, Danny. We're not gonna.
Yeah, I know, but
we're not asking questions. We're trying to get to the bottom of this.
We're not here to answer questions. We're here to ask them.
Yeah, and we're waiting for someone to come on that can fucking answer them.
It's clearly not you.
Apologies for being so aggressive. Have you heard of our sponsor, Warren's Welding Limited? Who will provide you with high quality gates, but no fences. It says the next ice age may not occur for another 100,000 years. However, that's not entirely accurate. It could happen, at any time. So
I've seen 2012. Shit happens pretty quick.
yeah, that's true. I am curious. How quick do we think it will actually happen? I reckon. Give it.
I don't know. I've been out this morning. It was pretty nippy.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm all up for a bit of global warming.
I know.
You know what I mean? It's cold when you go out in the morning. I won't mind a few degrees out. I'm all up for it.
Although I do miss snow. It's been about 10 years since we had a good snowing.
Go outside, get your car started. We're having some warmth. Petrol fumes up.
We might.
I apologise to the listeners that Danny seems to have got his internet connection from McDonald's. It's pretty poor.
It's almost
And they
as
go a bit
bad
closer to.
as Gary's internet connection.
Oh, I won't go that far.
Yeah, that's true.
Is
That's
that
a bit
any
harsh.
better?
That is a bit better.
I
What
think
were you saying, Danny, about fumes?
I was saying, we all us three go outside now, set us cars off going, get some fumes up in air so it's a bit warmer tomorrow.
That's a good.
I'm
plan.
all up for a bit of global warming.
Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm down. I've got 2 cars. I'll start them both up.
yeah.
I've got
Get 'em
2
on,
cars,
get 'em on.
actually, Yeah.
Do my bit.
Maybe we should get a hashtag going.
Do your bit for global warming. Hashtag do your bit for global warming.
It sounds positive, but it's really not.
We've got a
Yeah.
Twitter. Get it trending, Jamie.
I'm on it.
Extinction Rebellion are knocking down door.
Right.
Oh, fucking don't get started on Extinction Rebellion. They fucking stopped me getting to work a couple of months ago. They were a nightmare. They shut down Old City Centre in Sheffield. I couldn't get to work.
What did you do? Just like shit in a bag and throw it at them or something? Or
I don't know what I could
all
do. I
they've
was sat
done-
at Millet Parkway for hours.
Exactly, all they've done is left you in your car longer with it running.
that's
You could
Yeah.
have working, it'd have been off. It's stupid.
I don't know if we're on the subject of conspiracy theories or hating mass extremist groups now. On the
Well,
subject, fuck Al Qaeda.
Yeah, yeah. And speaking of Al Qaeda, do you need a gate or a fence? Warren's Welding Limited can provide you with high quality. Do you use stainless, Danny? Stainless steel?
They'll use anything if you pay him enough.
Yeah. Maybe some stainless steel vest.
Come and have a look at Warren's Welding Limited's great selection of things that he can make you, from a minion made out of an old gas canister to a gate.
Yeah.
Stop doing that.
Sorry, Sorry, I said a great selection. They're the only 2 things he makes.
I've heard a
gates.
rumour that beds are on the way.
Beds are on the way. Look out for them.
However, they will all be wonky. Apologies.
Yeah, they do come with one.
And made out of old gates.
And,
They do come with hinges on.
and minions made out of gas bottles.
No, but yeah. Mint New Year, we'll have some beds coming, so keep your eye out for them.
Excellent.
Excellent news.
I think we've done is we've not talked about conspiracy. The only conspiracy is whether or not Warren's Welding Limited is the best company on earth or not.
I'm going to say probably not at minute.
So it is. Anything Danny says we have to disagree with. That's actually part of the contract he made us sign.
Wow.
With this sponsorship now, we're getting closer to his dream of being able to do real life Rocket League.
Real life Rocket League is where it's at.
Oh, that
is-
does sound good.
That's the goal. Danny's going to be in it because he's going to be one of the co-hosts by then.
And Danny's making the goal post.
Danny's making the
again.
cars as well. Danny's going to make the cars. He's going to make the goalposts. Going to make the ball.
While we're on conspiracy, do you mind if I jump on one? And
Yeah, go for it,
Go
bro.
for it.
it's quite a very recent one. What do we think?
Anyway,
about
moving on.
coronavirus?
Sorry,
I'm kidding, go on.
About what, Danny?
COVID.
Yeah?
What do
What
we
we're
think
saying.
about it?
I want to
Yeah.
hear your opinion. I want your reasonings for bringing it up.
Yeah, we want to know,
Um,
Danny. What do
Well,
you think,
first
Danny?
of all,
there's vaccine issue, isn't there? A lot of people are divided around whether or not they want this vaccine. Like I said, I don't understand how they've pulled a vaccine out of thin air. There's no vaccine you can get for cold. It changes all the time, and so does COVID. So, I don't know how they can cure something that's mutating and changing all the time.
Yeah, but they say it hasn't mutated in like this is
Yeah,
the most
it's
recent
they though.
iteration.
Who's they?
The folk that
Yeah,
know Danny.
I feel like they're all lying.
Yeah, but everyone lies.
It's all these numbers and deaths. Like if there were as many deaths in UK as they're making out there has been, we'd know plenty of people that had died, not just.
Yeah, I only aware of 2.
Yeah.
I'm aware of none, but that's because I refuse to accept that people might have died from it. But if it back to your point, Danny, about people, lying. I tell Millie regularly I've got an 8-incher, but it's half of that at best.
It's at least 9.
I did hear as well about it didn't come from a food market in China or.
It's definitely man-made in it, 100%.
Yeah. So do you reckon wherever this were created, they should be held accountable for all these fake numbers of deaths or whatever it is?
I'm not sure about the fake numbers of death. I think what they should be held accountable for is the amount of millions and billions that countries have fucking lost because they can't contain whatever they're deciding to brew up. The fucking bastards.
Well, they've made the money though, haven't they? They've shut the rest of the world down just while they've been getting better. And then they've
I'm going to say is this is the start of chemical warfare as we know it. That's
I agree.
Where my stance is if you're gonna if something like this can come from China, not saying it specifically was China, it might have been elsewhere because it could have been, but the Chinese are the ones getting the blame at the moment. If we go based on the fact that it was the Chinese in Wuhan or whatever, Wuhan is actually China's scientific capital. So they say that the actual disease came from a laboratory there.
That was quite posh, Niall. A laboratory.
Well, what can I say? When I'm on a subject I'm not very passionate about, I'm very posh.
Do you think it's worth shutting the countries down for something that's got a death rate for less than 1%?
So it depends, doesn't it? Because if they didn't shut it down, and would that 1% death rate have been higher? You don't know.
No, that's true.
I feel like it wouldn't have been.
Yeah, but
I've got a routine that I perform when I'm doing my magic, which involves some Chinese coins. And as I pass them to people, I say to them, "Don't worry, they're not from Wuhan market." It always gets a bit of a giggle. I quite like that line.
Well, you didn't win one from me. No.
You know what, Danny? I'm already glad you were born.
Yeah. So I just wondered where you guys stood at COVID.
Yeah, I do think it's man-made, and I do think there's a lot of things that people aren't being told, but I do think it's a very real threat.
Going back 5 or 6 years, Ebola in West Africa.
Ebola, yeah.
That were a lot more deadly a virus.
Well, absolutely.
And it wasn't real.
What?
Ebola.
What was?
No chance.
Do you reckon not?
No. Nah, there weren't enough correlating factors, and how quick did that virus die out?
Yeah, that's true.
The reason something's a virus, I could be wrong, and I'm sure all our scientific listeners that we don't have will correct this.
Apart from Raoul in Rotherham who won Bake Off, I'm sure he's a scientist.
Shout out Raoul, you big scientist baker. From what I'm aware, a virus is called a virus because it does mutate. It constantly changes. How is it that the Ebola virus? Because Ebola weren't just like.
It was a strain, wasn't it?
Yeah. How did it not constantly mutate and cause this level of pandemic?
Well, I think I've got an answer for that question.
Go on.
See, West Africa and China are very different in ways they operate. So it's going to be a lot easier to contain something in West Africa where there's not planes in and out and packages in and out.
Yeah, but even if
Chinese people
even
in and out all the
time. If you go
time.
based on that theory, though, why did a lot of the world end up getting Ebola as well? Because America was
Yeah,
one of the worst hit places for it.
Yeah, that's true.
I know, but
So this is my theory on Ebola: is it was a scaremongering tactic. Can you remember Coney 2012 or whatever?
Yes, that pirate guy who went and kidnapped a lot of kids.
The warlord that apparently was causing child soldiers in Sudan or wherever it was.
Somalia.
Yeah, Somalia.
Senegal?
Might have been. Let me check.
Shout out to Jihad John. Can you remember that guy?
No. Oh, the guy who chopped that guy's head off.
I'm not sure we can shout out Jihadi John.
I just liked his name. I thought it was quite fitting.
There are 11.
I won't get it printed on a football shirt.
Yeah, probably not. So he was a Ugandan cult and militia leader.
Wakanda forever.
Yeah, Uganda. With that is that was all scaremongering, because if you actually read about Coney, he was shot in, like, they made that film in 2000 and whenever, where was it? 2012. So they actually made it in 2012. I thought it was slightly before, and it was the intention to get him arrested by the end of 2012. However, Joseph Coney had died well before that.
Really?
Apparently so.
Interesting. I did not know that.
But now they say he's not dead. So is he dead or not?
One thing that I found interesting over this last couple of months, like that's been sort of like swept under the carpet, is the multiple outbreaks of bird flu we've had across the country, and the amount of turkeys that have been culled in the lead up to Christmas, and nothing's been mentioned about it. There's been millions and millions of birds had to be killed because they've got bird flu again.
Yeah, well, they're keeping their mindset on scaring people about COVID.
Like, I remember I got an email through that discussed this, and I was like, why is nobody talking about this? This is actually a serious issue. People are wanting turkeys and shit for dinner. I've told our lass we're not having turkey this year. I'm not risking fucking Dean from eating a bit of meat.
That's a good plan. I don't really eat much meat anyway.
Well, if that gets me out to go into my mother-in-law's for Christmas dinner, I'm not eating turkey.
Oi, oi.
Yeah, don't they, like,
I thought you were going to come down with some symptoms Christmas Eve, Dan.
Just a quick one for you about the Donny that is Joseph Coney. He's not actually dead. They said he was dead.
Oh.
Now he's not dead. He must come back to life. He said he is a spokesperson of God and a spirit medium, and he's been visited by a multinational host of 13 spirits, including a Chinese phantom. And basically,
aren't we all?
It says here that despite the fact that the film Coney 2012 was released, by April 2017, Coney was still at large, and his force is now at about 100 soldiers. The United States and Uganda have both ended the hunt for Coney and the LRA, which is Lord's Resistance Army, which we won't be getting on T-shirts, and basically they're not a significant security risk to Uganda.
Speaking of T-shirts, I've got a T-shirt for Warren's Welding Limited.
Would anyone like to buy it? It's a limited edition, one-off, with a dodgy old phone number.
Yeah.
It is sponsored by Warren's Welding Limited, a company that can get you gates.
And maybe a bed.
And maybe a bed.
Possibly, yeah. And a minion made out of a gas bottle.
Right, so carry on, Daddy. What were you saying then?
I can't
completely put you off.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Moving on. What's his next conspiracy, Niall?
I was gonna go really controversial, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna go with the. There was a few extras that Jamie gave me. I've decided we probably shouldn't cover them as we're coming up to an hour now.
Okay.
But 9/11.
9/11.
Yes.
Yeah, it were all what's his face. Yeah.
Bush.
George.
It were Bush.
It's got to be.
We know what to do with his. Yeah, Jihad John when not on that plane.
I mean, just a few things that like stand out to me about the whole Twin Towers thing was the fact that thermite used to bring down the towers, like to bring down the steel girders. There was no evidence of a plane ever being present. And
I've seen
the
video
explosions were
of them going in.
ridiculous. Yeah, it's Photoshop that, bro.
You have got to wonder about the fact that, you know, that there
These
should have
terrorists
been two
were really good
planes.
pilots as well.
Yeah, weren't these terrorists actually meant to be really good pilots in the like in Iraqi Air Force or something like that?
Well, they would
No.
be, wouldn't they?
Apparently, that's what they say about them, is they
That's
actually
word
should
on
be
the street.
really good pilots.
Well, the fact that they were Afghan, not Iraqi, might have something to do with it.
Well, one of that area of the world. I'm not even going to apologise for lumping you all in the same nation.
And as well, what is an effect on that is the fact that the winter before that they found oil in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
And it just happened to be an Afghan nation that was the cause of this whole thing, which means, oh, let's go and invade, and oh look, we'll take over this plot of land that seems to have got a lot of fucking oil.
Yeah, well, I do hope it wasn't planned by Americans, because it's sick, innit?
Chances are it was.
Yeah,
I know.
There's got to be
For two planes to get hijacked at the same time in the same place.
Yeah, but it weren't two. It was four.
There were four, yeah.
Planes
Four?
hijacked, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
two went into Twin Towers, one crashed in some land
Hexagon,
somewhere, and one went into Pentagon.
Yeah, Pentagon. I said hexagon.
Wow. Yeah, and this guy knows shapes because he's the owner of a business. Niall, what is that business?
It's called Warren's Welding Limited, ladies and gentlemen. They can provide you gates and beds, and also a minion gas ball.
Well, we've got bigger than gates already in this hour.
I mean,
we're doing minions and beds.
What I'm hoping is the more times we mention it, the more sponsorship money we'll get off of Danny.
That was the agreement, wasn't it? Every time we got a mention, we get some extra,
some coin.
Yes, and in tribute, I've decided to write a song. It goes, Warren's Welding Limited, Warren's Welding Limited, Warren's Welding Limited, and it's just.
I like it.
Do you want me to do your jingle for the radio? Because I can.
We need to get our jingle sorted.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so
in regards
back to Twin Towers.
It's a bit of a dodgy one because so the American Airlines Flight 11 and United Airlines Flight 175 crashed into North and South Towers, but then it says within an hour and 42 minutes both 110-story towers collapsed. You'd understand if it had hit it at ground level because that's going to bring something down rapidly.
Yeah.
But if you're hitting it roughly in the middle of a tower, is that going to bring all of it down? Surely not.
To be fair, I've worked quite often with structural steel, and I can say...
Why is that on here?
I can say it's not...
It's because you own a company called Warren's Welding Limited. They make gates.
It's not really something that's just going to melt, especially something that tall on a building. You know, it's not just going to bend or...
And I've seen a video of Boeing 737 hitting the wing, hitting a pylon, and the wing falling off, and the pylon staying strong, and that's made out of wood. And they're saying that these planes brought down a fucking building.
It's a bit dodgy.
It's sick. It's just sick.
They do say obviously it caused a partial or complete collapse of all other buildings in the World Trade Center complex. So that was
because building 5 that collapsed when they announced it on news before it actually went down.
Yeah, the 7 World Trade Center tower. So that,
there was a building because they had a live shot of New York behind them, and they were just like, "Oh, we've got news in that Building 5's just collapsed," and it was straight behind them as they were talking.
That's not.
And then about 10 minutes later, when it cut back to them, it had disappeared. Then, like, what the fuck?
You were meant to set charge off then.
Yeah. The only thing that could explain that is if they were working with a delayed screen, but
10-minute delay.
I prefer the idea that it's their fault.
So
I do hope it were Afghans.
The one that crashed into the Pentagon, by the way, they say.
Yeah.
Well, it was American Airlines Flight 77. It crashed into the Pentagon. However, the security footage doesn't show it crashing into.
Yeah, there were no cameras on that side of building.
No, there were.
The most protected building in the country, and no cameras on one side.
Very, very odd.
And have you actually seen? Have you seen the crash site as well? The hole was no bigger than it looked like a mini had hit it, and there were no evidence of a plane at all.
But then again,
they said
the Twin Towers just been brought down by 2 planes.
They said that when it got hit, the Pentagon, it like you say, it was only about the size of a Mini Cooper. However,
like Jerry's old Tom and Jerry.
Only that, Not only that, it conveniently took out a lot of information that was on the Pentagon, and no one got hurt.
Yeah, a very specific information that went missing as well, wasn't it?
Yes, very. I don't think we're at liberty to be able to say we know what that information is, because I have no idea. However, it was very specific and very, from what I believe, around the situation going on in the Middle East at the time.
Yes.
So, it's a bit of a...
Shout out to Barack Obama, though, for finishing off Bin Laden.
Yeah, finishing what, Georgie started. Big George W. Do you know what else starts with W? Warren's Welding
Limited. See how it all ties in, Danny? It all works. What sort of products can we expect to get from Warren's Welding Limited, Danny?
Gates, minions, and beds.
Do you not do gas bottles anymore? You used to do the burners, didn't you?
Yeah, they'll be coming back next spring, summer.
They won't be coming back because they're not as successful as the minions made out of gas bottles and beds.
I stopped doing them towards the end of summer, just so I could work on other areas of business because they were taking up a lot of time.
Okay.
Quite a lot. To be honest, I was struggling to get gas bottles for orders. Not easy to come by.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't be using Cali gas bottles or any other gas bottles to make product. It can land you in hot water. So another reason.
Did you get landed in hot water?
I didn't. That's I did stop before because I were reading online that you can't just because you bought the gas bottles off some geezer off back of the garden. They don't make. They are still Cali gas. Whoever's name's printed out.
So it's actually their product still.
But once you've sanded the name off it, prove it.
We do not condone this action, but yeah, Danny's right. Just get rid of the name. I wasn't gonna do this theory, but I am anyway because I like the controversy. Madeleine McCann.
Ooh, I like it.
I like how you went from Twin Towers to Maddie.
Look, there's
both involve planes.
Both involve planes, and one involves, being kidnapped.
To be fair, though, how can you leave? Let's just go by their story. So they decided, I know what, let's go for some tapas. Fuck kids, they can stop in bed. Yeah, just give them a little bit of sleeping tablets. They'll be right. Leave them there. We'll go a couple of hundred yards down the road. Have a bit of tapas. We'll come back later on.
Who
the fuck does that?
I do think every single time, just about randomly popping out a bit of sleeping tablets for me kids. I don't understand how do you think? Oh, you know what? Yeah, three very small children. We'll just leave them in a hotel room on their own. But not only that, why would you leave the door open?
Yeah.
I feel, in my opinion, I'm not saying it's true. I feel like the overdose got rid of. Because weren't they a hire car that they went out and borrowed? So she went missing, and there were hair from her in that car.
Yeah, apparently there was blood detected as well by the sniffer dogs in the car.
And they said, oh yeah, that sniffer dog must be wrong. But bear in mind that sniffer dog has been trained to detect blood. It's only ever known
and
how to detect
dead
blood
bodies.
and
It
dead
is
bodies.
trained to detect the smell of dead bodies.
And they say, oh yeah, no, that is wrong. However, that dog, from what I've read about, had never failed a case. Ever.
No.
And it had been on well over 100 cases of sniffing out dead bodies and.
As a father myself as well, my little one went missing. I won't be writing books and trying to get famous out of it.
You know what? There is some very, very suspect lines in the actual book itself, or one of the books, because there's about 9 out now.
They're raking.
You might as well just make a series. It's almost like, you know what, we'll write a series of novels based on the fact our eldest child went missing.
It is a bit dodgy, isn't it?
But one of the lines apparently says something like, "I couldn't bear to live with the thought of Madeline's perfect little vagina being destroyed," or something like that.
Yeah, I heard about that.
It's very. I am loosely quoting there. I'm not. I couldn't.
Yeah. No, I did hear that as well. Yeah, that's not something you say about your child.
No, not.
Or any child. I'm going to put that out there. Any
child.
Yeah,
no. It's
not even you, Gary. If you're listening.
Yeah, you sick bastard.
It's not something you say.
Do you know who are sick bastards? The people over at Warren's Welding Limited.
In all seriousness, though, Danny, we do appreciate you being on today, and we appreciate you letting us.
Crossroad from a Ferrum Primary School, though.
Yes.
We have the advert we want to be promoting.
If you want to find us, that's where we are. We are in Rotherham on Ferrum Road. Like I said, there's no job too big. So if you want to pop in, if you've got like a chair that needs repairing, we do the car MOT failures as well.
Car MOT failures? You don't fix them, you just fail them.
Fail.
Well, yeah, either pre-MOT or.
So if I want something welding, Danny is the man, basically.
What do you reckon to getting BAC Mechanics involved for a sponsorship, Danny? Yeah or no?
To you guys.
You know what? I'll take any sponsor we get at the moment. We're
definitely charging him.
I'm lumping myself in the same boat as Jamie. We're sluts for a sponsorship deal.
Absolutely.
I think I just found the title of our video.
Sluts for a sponsorship deal. I love it.
And I with
in brackets, conspiracies.
Yeah, that's. I mean, earlier it was mentioned that I used a VPN. However, I'm not sponsored by any of the main VPN services. I use Norton's own. However, if a sponsorship deal did come my way for a certain VPN website, we would be more than willing to feature it on this channel.
Absolutely. And we are also looking for sponsorships for mics and cameras. Yes. So if anybody wants to supply and get some good shout outs, as you know, to this, like Warren's Welding Limited, you'll get plenty of mentions throughout the video.
More mentions than you can probably deal with.
And we won't charge per mention. Unless you're Warren's Welding Limited, then we do. But yeah, guys, it's been a pleasure. That was a great chat.
Yes.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
We do normally wrap up with a quick question, Danny. We will come on to that in just a moment. I'm going to mention now, we're not going to cover the subject, but next episode we are going to cover something. Well, it might not be the next episode. Within the next couple of episodes, we'll be covering Roswell and Area 51. So get our alien hats on, ladies and gentlemen. Danny
get me in on that.
Danny should be with us for all of these now because he's been a very good co-host. Yeah, we now.
And he only dropped out once.
I have. I've been waiting for that all this episode. To be fair, about Area 51 and Roswell, but
we're doing a full episode on that bit.
Yeah, we want to do a full episode based on aliens. And shit.
Yeah.
And but yeah, the final question we have for you, Danny, is: so you've got a starter, a main, and a dessert, and a drink. What's your?
You're on death row.
Oh, I'm on death row.
You're on death row.
First of all, what are you on death row for? What did you do?
grinding Callag's name off a Calla gas ball.
Yeah, straight death row.
And what's your meal? What are you going for? Starter, main, dessert, and drink.
Starter. Ooh. Something like chicken soup or something. Starter.
Classic.
Yep. Main, where am I? Where am I on death row?
Prison,
Yeah, you're in prison. You can have anything
We'll-
you want. Absolutely.
We'll say we're in America.
Yeah.
I want fish and chips from Scarborough. That'll take some time. That'll buy me another day.
It's true. Good shout.
You know what?
And dessert.
We didn't think about it this way.
No, we didn't. I want an Australian barbecue.
Yeah, exactly. You got to buy yourself some time. If you've got the option, you make them go for it.
Korean pork.
I've seen that.
And
video.
dessert.
Not porn, Niall. Pork.
Yeah, that's what I'm on about. The episode of the Korean porno series, Korean Pork.
Cool. What are you having for dessert, Dan?
Yeah, we'll go chocky brownie or something.
Ooh, warm.
Warm, yeah, with ice cream from Italy.
Nice. Italian ice cream. Where's your brownie from? Belgium.
Yeah, Belgian brownie. Yeah.
Yeah,
I bought this in about another 7 days here. So
Easy.
You know what I mean?
Take
I'm laughing.
The
And
question is,
drink.
What drink are you drinking to wash all of this great snack down with?
We'll go with mixed berry Copperberg. That's what we're going. Mixed fruit.
Interesting.
It were going so well, Danny.
I know.
Nah, you can't beat them.
And this is going to be the last time you're going to hear from Danny, the guys. So, I'm just kidding.
No, I've enjoyed it.
But yeah, just one last thing from me. I just want to say, in all seriousness, thank you to Warren's Welding for sponsoring this video. And if you do need anything in the welding game, these are the guys to go to. I'll put the links in the description. So thanks very much.
Fantastic. Hopefully you have all enjoyed this. Do you want to say bye, Danny?
Yep, I'll say bye. Yeah, up to be on another one sometime.
Hopefully next week. Hopefully he's a permanent co-host, but we'll discuss that with him. So yeah,
We'll discuss prices.
hope you have enjoyed watching this. Listening to this, not really watching this because you get to look at the same picture constantly. But yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed listening. If you have, like Jamie said at the start, please subscribe and give us a thumbs up, and we'd really appreciate that. So thank you and peace.